Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 14 of Working From Home with Mike O'Brien. Thank you so much for joining. If you're unfamiliar with the show, I am a tour guide in the city of Boston, unable to work. I am now giving tours of this beautiful city over the interwebs off my roof here. On top of my roof, I've been able to do it for the past couple days because on Friday it was windy and rainy. Yesterday it was windy and rainy. A lot of people lost power. I hope that did not occur to you if you're watching, because that would have been a really boring night if you couldn't watch Summer House like I had to with my girlfriend. Wonderful show, and by wonderful I mean it's okay. There's a lot of hot chicks on it. That's pretty cool. Some hot dudes as well too. Maybe watch it. I don't know. It's really windy right now, so hopefully you'll be able to hear this. Want to thank our sponsor for the day, which is Coach Tom Dunphy, my former freshman basketball coach, the best damn freshman basketball coach I ever had in my life. I think we only lost 2 games that year. It was pretty amazing. Anyways, Coach Tom Dunphy, he wants to remind you about the Ray Elbrook Field Fund there in Northampton, so make sure you check that out on the Book of Faces on the Facebook and donate to the Ray Elbrook Field Fund. He's going to be donating some money to that. He also wants to remind you that his National 911 Telecommunicators Week, that would be 911 operators without the fancy word telecommunicators, which I had trouble saying, but it's basically National 911 Operators Week. So you want to thank all your 911 operators that you know doing a great job. I know it's a pretty tough job. You probably got to hear some awful things, and sometimes you hear some funny things. So make sure you thank a 911 operator, but don't call them and tell them that, because as much they would probably love to hear it, it's a waste of time. So don't call them, but if you see one, thank them. You know, they do a really good job, and I'm sure they got to hear some crazy stuff during the past month here. So thank you, Coach Dunphy. Remember, donate to the Ray Elbrook Field Fund and thank a 911 operator. On today's Working From Home with Mike O'Brien, we will talk about the John Hancock Tower, which is officially now known as 200 Clarendon Street, its address. John Hancock no longer occupies that building, so they told us we had to call it 200 Clarendon Street, and everyone in Boston said, no, we're not going to do that. Everyone still just calls it the John Hancock Tower, probably until the day it falls down, which, as you will learn, could be any day now. Beautiful building with many flaws. We will learn about those flaws. So we'll take a 40-minute walk down to Copley Square, and we will learn all about that John Hancock Tower today. The John Hancock Tower is the tallest building in the city of Boston at 62 stories tall and 790 feet high. It was designed by the famous architect I.M. Pei's firm, who also designed the John F. Kennedy Presidential Library on the campus at UMass Boston. The John Hancock Tower was supposed to open in 1971, but did not open till 1976 due to construction problems. It was supposed to cost $75 million and ended up close to $175 million, which actually happens a lot here in the city of Boston with some construction projects. The John Hancock Tower is located in Copley Square in the Back Bay of Boston. Not just a clever name, it was the back of the peninsula and a bay. It was all water there. They needed to add land to that water to accommodate the large population growth of people coming over from England, so they added mud and clay to that area, which at the time was helpful, but when they made buildings like the John Hancock Tower, it was not very kind to the beautiful building next door, which is Trinity Church, which was built in the 1880s. It had wooden planks underneath it because of the thin soil there. So when the John Hancock Tower was being built, Trinity Church was shifting, the foundation was cracking. They were afraid it would end up collapsing, so they needed to reinforce that building. Trinity Church ended up winning an $11 million lawsuit to help with the reinforcement of that beautiful church, which you can still see and visit today. When the building was close to completion, a new problem arose, and that was the glass windows were falling to the ground and crashing on the sidewalk. Whenever winds reached 45 miles an hour, police started closing surrounded streets because the wind was sucking the glass panels out of the building, of course, crashing to the ground. Luckily, no one was ever hurt or killed, but they needed to fix the problem, and all 10,344 glass panels had to be replaced. While they're doing this process, plywood was inserted into the building instead of the glass, and it was nicknamed around town the Plywood Palace for many, many years. When the building was completed and people started working in it, they were complaining of motion sickness, so much so they needed to insert a device to stop the swaying on windy days because people were getting sick because of it. I don't know how that works, but it sounds like something a very nice Superman villain would do. To this day, I've never heard problems with the building except for seagulls crashing into it, thinking that it is part of the sky, which I've never seen personally, but if I did, I would laugh and laugh and laugh. Thank you so much for watching episode 14 of Working From Home with Mike O'Brien. I hope you enjoyed today's episode about the John Hancock Tower. If you did, make sure you like and you comment and subscribe to my YouTube page, and you tell your friends, your family, your enemies. Make sure you share it and tell everyone about this wonderful program and how much you are learning and laughing and loving about the city of Boston. I would love to get this thing out there more and more and more every day to just have my goal of being a game show host, or maybe the host of the First 48 or something. They don't really have a host, but I really like that show. I would like to do something with that other than, be on it for the wrong reasons. Anyways, thank you to our sponsor today. Speaking of the First 48, Tom Dunphy, he wants to make sure you guys know that it is National 911 Telecommunicators Week. Those are the 911 operators. Coach Dunphy works with them, and he is a wonderful person and my favorite freshman basketball coach of all time. So if you know a 911 operator, make sure you thank them. Once again, maybe not call them, maybe send them some food to the office or something. I don't know. A nice gesture like that would be wonderful. Also, Coach Dunphy made a donation to the Ray Ellerbrook Field Fund, and he wants you to do that as well, and I think you folks should do that. So when the kids are ready to go back and play soccer and lacrosse and baseball and football and all those great sports in the city of Northampton, they got the fields in tip-top shape. So thank you so much for watching Working From Home with Mike O'Brien. I love you all equally. Have a wonderful and glorious day, and ta-ta for now. Take care.